What drum is this?
Okay, this is a handmade drum from, and you'll appreciate this, Glenn, because it was made by Charles Buck Soistman in Baltimore.
Okay.
All right, since you're a Baltimorean. And this drum was, the shell for it was sitting in Buck's studio. He lived down in, what's the Little River?
Who is that person?
Charles Soistman was third or fourth generation drum maker. His grandfather made drums in the Civil War. And the Baltimore Sun had a big write-up on Buck many years ago that I have a copy of. And I'm trying to think of the name of the river down there. He had where his house was, and he had a shop and built these drums by hand. He was the successor to a man named, I forget his name now, Gus Moeller, Sanford Gus Moeller. And he bought when Moeller passed away, he inherited the drum making equipment, the big steam bending things, machine, or gas-fired steam bender that bends the wood from flat plywood into, or veneers of flat wood into a circle. And he had all the mechanisms and hoop makers and handmade devices to make everything round. The drum was a walnut shell.
What is this? What is the name of this drum, or what kind of drum?
This is called a rope drum, and this is a 16 by 18 or 20. I'm not sure what the depth is here. And it has calfskin heads on it. This one was sitting on a shelf in Buck's shop when I went up there with Vince Batista, who I succeeded in the Army Band. I took his place in 1969. And this was the early 70s when I met Buck. The shell was sitting there. Somebody had ordered it and then didn't get the drum after all. So I said I'd like to buy that, and Buck made the drum up for me. And it survived a massive blow to the center of the drum here, where there was a hole about this big. And it went to, in the ensuing time, Buck had passed away, and the drum went up to William Reamer, Bill Reamer in Philadelphia, who was one of the best rudimental drummers in the country. And he got the shop from Buck's widow when Buck passed away, and he redid the drum, put the fleur-de-lis on it, sealed the hole in the drum, painted the shield, and retacked it. This is called a tack drum with the tacks in it. This is French, and it's been done this way for designs for hundreds and hundreds of years. He put my initials on the drum too. The rope tension drum is tightened by pulling down the tugs, or ears they're called, because they look like people's ears. And when you pull these down, just like on ancient drums in Africa and places, you tighten the pitch. And so the pitch keeps getting higher. These have calfskin heads, which are natural, so they're affected by the weather, as opposed to plastic on a lot of these drums here. These snares are called gut snares. They're made up from the intestines of sheep and other animals. It's real live gut. And it's twisted and dried, and that's what's been used since, Africa and in all the countries in the world for tying, because it's natural sinew. And so the drum is an improvement over the rope drums, because you can do a lot of tuning with them. You can see this thing here. This is called the drag rope. It's what's left over. But the soldiers used to carry the drum like this with the drag rope. It's Revolutionary War, Civil War. Civil War drums were shorter than this. This is called a pigtail here. This is how you tighten up the rope, by pulling all the way around when it's loose. And then you get it real tight that way, and then when you pull the ears down, the tension is adjusted that way. So this is a basic design. We have pictures of drums that look just like this from the 1400s in Switzerland and other countries, and they've been around undoubtedly longer than that.
And it's just called a rope drum?
And this is called a rope drum. This is an ancient style rope drum. A lot of them use not synthetic rope is used a lot today, but a lot of it's hemp rope, and it was very hard to get for a lot of years because of hemp. But hemp rope is a natural choice of drums like this.
Can you
This-
play something for us
The
with
snares, the snares here can be individually tensioned too on this device. Yes, I can play something if I can find some sticks.
that? There's some right here.
Yeah. Those won't.
Oh, they
Yeah,
won't.
those will work. So this drum.
Okay.
Okay.